My bad. I was intending on going live last night, but I had to go into work yesterday, and so I was tired, so I went to sleep and you know, got back up, went back to sleep. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you guys multiple ways to start this blanket, and we're going to use this color to start with, but I'm going to take it off because that's not the color I want to use to start with. But for visual purposes, because the blue is going to be like a dark blue, I want to use this color so that y'all can actually see what's going on. So I'm going to grab, I think this, let me see. Yeah. So I got a 5mm hook, and this color is, I need to pull that through. This is a, just in case you want to work along with me, I don't want to, arrow wood. That's what this color is. Lion brand woolies. Okay, so that's what we're going to use. And I'm gonna mix this up with some red heart because that what was more affordable for me. So that's why I chose the two. I got more for red heart, for about the same price, I think. And so yeah, so that's what we're going to roll with. So let me try to find the middle of this, which is right here. All right, so the first thing you want to do, and I'm gonna do it for beginners first, and I forgot that I need to thread my yarn first, so I need a pen. I got a pen somewhere. I just used the pen. I'm worried that I'm gonna have to use this one. I really don't want to use this one. I'm gonna set them right there, but that's not my goal to use that one. As soon as I find out why I keep misplacing my little my little thing, my little bag thing that keeps all my stuff in it, then but I got this one, but it don't have no end on it. Let me see if this will work on it. Cause if this one will fit on it, we gonna roll with this pen. Uh, barely. Nope, it's not gonna. Nope. Nope, that's not gonna work. Okay, so I'm just gonna have to use this for right now. Okay. Good morning. I'm starting a Ravenclaw blanket. All right, I'm loom knitting a Ravenclaw blanket. So we're just gonna go ahead and thread this because right now I don't know where a pin is, and hopefully by the time I get ready, I know where another pin is, but I don't know if any other pins will fit. The tip will fit. I don't know where my tip's at. So we're just gonna go ahead and thread this one up because I want to go ahead and get started. And after a while, I figure out what I did with my other thing because it has a tip in it. I just don't know where it's at right now because I'm doing a lot of work. Okay, so I want to, yeah, I want to keep this like this because I like to work in behind the pegs. Okay, so we're gonna start with our slip knot. Like I said, I'm using this color so that y'all can see everything. Because once I change it to blue, y'all not gonna be able to really see it. So we're gonna start with what a beginner may start their blanket with. Now if you're particular about the beginning looking loose, don't do this if you're a beginner. Because you might want to just follow I'm what I'm about to do after this. But if you just want to start the blanket, It usually takes about 6 weeks. If you want to just start the blanket, this is what you're going to do. So you're going to put a slip knot on here and pull. I usually put the tail on the tail end of the yarn on the outside. Hopefully y'all can hear me because of that car whatever making noise. Okay, so we're going to take our wrapping tool and we're just going to go around the pegs in a counterclockwise motion as if you were writing in cursive E. So this is the way you want to start your blanket. And they call this an E-stitch. So I'm going to do the full loom because that's what I'm doing, full blankets. I don't normally use this pen, so that's why this one is kind of slow for me. That's why I wanted to use the other pen. But I don't want to cut it loose from the blanket I'm working on just to accomplish something. I usually work a little faster than this. Okay, so this is your cast on row. I might need to take this cardigan off because I'm hot. Knowing me, I might end up leaving this color because I might be excited about it a little bit. And this is also for those who don't want to do like the crochet hook. So if you don't want to use the crochet hook, this is what you're going to do. I got another one too. I got like 3 of these, and I'm working on the blanket on one of them, but I do need to take one off the other one. Okay, so these two I'm not going to use. These are my open pegs. I only use this to hold the tension on here. So once I go back around and do what I need to do, I'm going to take these off. So I'll use those as just to like help with tension. So the next thing you want to do is push all your stitches down. My neighbor's dog is really working it. So hopefully y'all can still hear me because usually YouTube starts to decrease try to decrease my background noise, so they'll like kind of muffle out my voice a little bit. So I'm gonna try and make sure that I speak loud enough for you guys to hear. Okay, so now I got all my pegs pushed down. I'm gonna grab my pen and make sure it don't pop off. So I'm gonna pull that, unwrap those. And if you notice, I slightly unwrapped this one as well. Well, now I'm gonna wrap that one again. Wrap them for this row. I'll wrap that again. All right. So now I'm wrapping this way. I'm gonna show that again. All right. And now I'm wrapping this way. And if you notice, now I'm wrapping clockwise. As long as I have my wrap on this side of the loom to where when I knit off, it's going to drop into the middle, you can wrap clockwise or counterclockwise, okay? So I'm going back, wrapping clockwise. When I came this direction, I was wrapping counterclockwise. So that's why looms are pretty safe for lefties or righties. Uh-oh, I almost jumped off. I'm also holding the working yarn with this hand too. So, and I think I forgot to, so right now I'm just talking about beginner. So I'm just doing this. I haven't even told y'all the other stuff. I'll tell y'all when we get to the intermediate. So we're just doing beginner. Now, also you want to use beginner variegated yarn. It helps out a lot. I strongly suggest variegated yarn for beginners. You don't have to, but I don't have very much patience in changing colors. I like for the yarn to surprise me on its own and change colors on its own so I can just keep going without stopping. So I like to use variegated yarn for that purpose. Now, when I'm looking for very specific colors or something like that, then that's when I'll do color changing if I can't find the colors in a in anything in anything variegated. Okay, I made it back to those initial pegs. I'm going to wrap those 2 pegs to hold my tension. And now it is time to knit off. What I do with my hook is still in this bag. Where are you, hook? I got more than one hook, but I tend to like, let me set this right here so that it don't pop off. Let me just set it on the loom. Sometimes you just can't work with one hand. All right, so I'm gonna knit that off. This is what you call knitting off. All right, now I can let that loose. It's not gonna pop off anymore. Okay, now I'm gonna knit off the rest of my 196 pegs. There are a total of 198, but I always leave 2 of them out. Okay, so now we're gonna knit this one off. My hand's a little shaky because I was crocheting before I got on live. I'm gonna need to sit down to do these because it's gonna take me a little time to do them, and I work faster sitting down. So, okay. For a beginner, all your rows are going to look this way. You're going to do all E stitches. And you never really have to lift the loom up, but this is a preference of mine. So this is like one of my little quirks for loom knitting. You don't have to lift it up. You can do this instead. You can leave it laying flat and you can knit off this way. I usually do that when I use a thicker yarn, but I prefer to knit off using the method that I was just doing. So this is the typical way that most people knit off. See, that's why I don't like doing it, because I'm going to keep doing it this way so y'all can see. But this way I work a little slower. Technically, they say you're not supposed to count this row, but I don't really care. I'm just like, let's get this show on the road. Normally, if I'm using, if I'm doing my way, I go ahead and, I've been making Afghans for 4 years now. When I do it my way, I go ahead and not count that first row. I mean, count the first row, because I'm going to do a chain cast on. So I'll be ready to go ahead and start my next row. The chain cast on is kind of thick. My hands are a little shaky because I'm crocheting. Because I've been crocheting today. Because a lot of people try to figure out, you know, if they have to do so much stuff to do this. So I just say, you know, I try to show them that you don't have to. You can just do what's comfortable for you. It depends on the project I'm working on. I like them both equally. A lot. I only make my blankets loom knitting. I make all my plushies crocheting. But I do make beanies and stuff. And I crochet beanies and I loom knit beanies. And I loom knit baby booties, so it just depends on the project. Uh-oh. Come on. Hey, some chick. I am working on a Ravenclaw, starting a blanket. Starting a Ravenclaw blanket. So the reason why they say don't count the cast on stitch because it's so loose when you start, but so with y'all, I mean, you're doing everything. If you're a beginner, you're just doing everything E-stitch, so it doesn't really matter. You're just gonna be doing everything E-stitch. And if you do everything E-stitch, it's gonna curl up. So I just want you to know that. But I just suggest if you're a beginner to just start with all E-stitch and then try different try the garter stitch once you finish, get to close to finishing your blanket, because it's easier that way. It just gets your foot in, you know. Thank you, some chick. Thank you, Blueberry. Yeah, I count the first when I do the chain cast on, I always count the first row. So it doesn't bother me to count the first row. Like, I'm not particular about that. The only reason why I said it this time is because I did a E stitch cast on, and the stitch is really loose. So I'm not particular about that. I'm just putting it out there that people say don't count the first one. So I'm not oh, you don't count the first one. People have done me like that. When I didn't count the first one, they can't try to come in behind me. Oh no, you don't count the first one, ma'am. This is not your blanket. This is mine. So I'm just saying. Everybody can do what they want to do on their own stuff. So just for this one, I'm just saying that because this E stitches. Thank you, some chick, for the follow. For this blanket, because I use E-stitch cast on, it is loose at the beginning, so I'm just pointing out that's the reason why that they don't count that the E-stitch cast on. So I'm gonna take this a loose. I'm just doing like a beginner friendly model of how to cast on a blanket, because I normally get that question. So that's all we're doing is E-stitches. So if you're a beginner, that's all you're doing. But yeah, I'm not particular about that. I'm just, yeah. I'm trying to see if I want to start with this gold color or blue. I also have a question. So I'm doing Ravenclaw, as y'all know, and right now I only have like the blue. No, I don't only work on the loom. I only work on the loom on live, but I crochet as well. So I got a question. I'm thinking about, because I feel like I need an anchor color or like a balancing color or something. So I'm thinking about adding medium gray. What do y'all think about me adding medium gray to in the middle of the blue and gold? Okay, awesome. Cause I didn't want to like get to a point where everybody look at the blanket because they're Ravenclaw fans, and then they're like, no, that don't work. But I've been looking up colors, and they have thrown a little gray in there. So I was like, if I throw a little gray in there, it might, I feel like awesome. That's good. Cause I was gonna go all out for Gryffindor, and I didn't want nobody to feel no type of way. Cause I was only gonna do two colors for Ravenclaw. But I was like, I feel like I at least need to do three. And I was gonna throw like light gray into Slytherin, but my husband asked me not to. Oh, thank you, Yarn Works. I appreciate that. Yes, I'm gonna alternate the number of rows. I like to alternate. I don't like my colors all to be like the same amount of rows each color. Awesome, chick. I appreciate that. Yes, yes. I'm a Hufflepuff. So yeah, I'm very eclectic. Yeah. It's me. So yeah, I don't like all my colors to be the same amount. So I am gonna do, I'm thinking about doing gray, like a thin piece of gray. So I don't, the other thing is I don't know whether to do like the blue and gold the same stripe color, because I'm gonna thin the gray in between them, or do like blue thin gold. Yeah, that's how I'll do it, kind of the way I'm doing Slytherin colors. Cause I got like a dark green, a slightly lighter green, and black for Slytherin. So yes, hum chick. Yes, ma'am. Yes. But yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do it the kind of similar to the Slytherin colors. So after this row, y'all, I'm gonna take this off because this is not the way I start my blankets. This is like beginner friendly. So I'm just showing that all you'll do is to continue to E-wrap all your rows. If you want to get started in this and you don't want it to be a headache or stress or annoying and frustrating and feel like it's tedious, would be to use variegated yarn. Hey, Southern cousin, how you doing? Yes, it is. It is very easy. But I hear like that takes too long. I swear for me, it's like I just zone out everything. So for me, it don't take too long. I just be like going. And especially after it get like a foot long, oh, we in the game then. I'm ready. I use more yarn. I actually mix up different brands. So this one is like a Wool Ease by Lion brand, and I'm about to mix it up with Red Heart, because this is me just making a blanket, and it's not like a custom or anything. Nobody requested it, so I got to do it the most affordable way. I've mixed up number 6 weight acrylic with blanket yarn polyester. And everybody kept thinking I was doing different stitches. No, I'm not doing different stitches. I'm just mixing up yarn. And this one came out more, this yarn buckled more, and this one stayed more flat. So I'm like yeah, yes, very good stash bustler. Oh, you almost done with Madison's blanket? Yes. Right. So I do a lot of mixing um yarns together because I'm trying to stretch it, you know, especially when I'm leisurely just making blankets. I gotta make it work. Cause it ain't like I got all the money in the world. So I'm trying to make it work. I can't wait to see Madison's blanket. Now, y'all, once I get past this point, when I take this off, we're going to talk about a little bit more complicated stuff. Yes, okay, some chick. I'm going to make it a little bit more complicated, but I hope y'all understand it. So, I'm just saying, because I'm not leaving. This is not the way. I am so crafty OCD, it doesn't make any sense. So this is not the way. I do my blankets a certain way, and they all have to go that way. And I will not do a lot of different stitches because I have ADHD, so I get bored very easily. So I mostly just do the same pattern every time. I feel like a good mix of colors will solve your problem. You know, if people be like, do you do any other stitches? No, I'm just gonna do like these 3 different stitches, and call it a day and mix up some colors, make it pretty. And then we just gonna roll with that until I get used to another pattern. I have to be a person where I've done this pattern like 5 times and can do it in my sleep. Then I'll do a different pattern. Cause like I did a basket weave and it's been on there for 3 years. Now if I had made it through that basket weave and done it like at least 4 different times, I'll be doing this and basket weave. But no, I couldn't make it past the first 8 to 10 inches. I keep saying I'm gonna go back and do it, but I ain't. Oh, okay, some chick. That sounds cute. Yeah, it does. It does. But it's been on that sign. It's been on that loom. And what I'm gonna do is what I did for the first blanket I ever did was use variegated yarn. So if maybe I get variegated yarn and I reattempt the basket weave blanket, hopefully that'll work better. Cause solid colors are like the worst for me. If I have to use solid colors and change colors, I'm gonna fall asleep in mid blanket. So I have to use variegated yarn to like keep my interest. You only 4 squares. I promise. I feel you. I feel you. I need to finish this job of the hut before the end of this month, cause I'm gonna be looking sick at the end of the month if it's not done. Cause I already did one. That's the problem too. If I finish one time, if I do something specific one time and to like replicate it, I'm done. That's a no. Yes, I have granny squares, and I've had them. I've made some granny squares. I think it's 2 years now, and since I've misplaced some of them, like I'll find 4 random ones in a bag, and I'm like, oh, that's where they went to. Then I'm like, no, this is not all of them. Why would I make some and put them in different places? So now I'm trying to figure out like what did I do with all these granny squares and how many did I make in the first place? So now that's a problem too. It's having to make like a whole bunch of granny squares and then I'm like, and mine's is only like I think it's 8 to 12, and I only know where like 4 of them are, and I'm like, how? Like why? What what sense? What was I thinking? Yes, well with the loom, it's okay. Black is okay. But when it comes to crocheting, mm-mm. Nope. Um, I don't like it. Okay, y'all. So awesome, some chick. I am taking this loose. So the first part of this live was just for beginners. Now I'm gonna start speaking a little different language. So y'all just bear with me. If you don't understand, just let me know. Cause like I don't mind. So now I'm gonna take all this off because this is not the way I start my blankets. And I want to explain why I got these stitch markers right here. And I have another blanket back there to explain that as well. Yeah, I swear. Like I'll be like, wait a minute. What are stitches? I should be able to pull it already. Let me see if it'll. No, I knew it went. Okay, let's do this. We're gonna pick it off like this. It'll work faster if I do this. Now I'm trying to see if I want to start with this gold. What y'all think? Gold or blue? Start Ravenclaw with this gold or this blue. I'm pull out the blue. This the blue. I usually do my dark colors on the border, but I've been looking at this gold since putting it on there, and it's kind of like piquing my interest. What is that? A little piece of flake there. Oh, they had to have come off their pen. Okay, cool. So that's what I was thinking. That's the reason I started with the Now see, I got blue first, then I got gold. I need some more people to vote, cause I'm torn. I'm not, cause at first before I started, I was like, we're gonna start with blue, and then when I started working with it, I was like, start with gold, cause it was really pretty. Okay, start with gold. I'm start with gold. Cool, cool, cool. Now, since I'm gonna add gray, that helps me out a ton. So now I don't have to go and be like, oh, I think I don't have enough yarn. So I think I have just enough. Oh, come on. This feels like it's taking away. I guess I haven't taken off a blanket in a minute. Not all the pigs. Now I've done a baby blanket like this. And that's what I should have did. But no, because it seems like people don't get it unless you like do everything. So sometimes you have to do everything for people to like, feel like they actually got the information. And I'm kind of like that too. So if I wouldn't have did all the pegs and did a baby blanket, they would have been like, but what about the whole loom? Because when I first started, it didn't make sense to, baby blanket full loom. That I didn't realize that I could do a baby blanket too. Ooh. Hi, darling. Okay. Now, just a reminder, y'all, I've been crocheting. I keep saying that because my wrists are shaky. So, y'all just bear with me. I know it'd be annoying some people that, that it looks like I almost look like I don't know what I'm doing. But it's just my wrists are shaking, and so I have to be a little bit more patient. All right. Yes, this is the start of the blanket. Okay, so I want to explain first before I get started. These right here. You can I'm getting ready to do the garter stitch, and that's going to be a full row of garter stitches. You can only use the pin. Hi Robbie, hi Robin. Hi Helen. Um you can only use the pen for the e-stitch. So that's I get a lot of the questions on why I don't do like a full blanket of I have gotten some questions on doing the garter stitch throughout the blanket. But you cannot do the purl stitch with the pen. You have to do it all by hand. So I prefer to do the E-stitch a lot because of that reason. I don't like to spend a whole lot of time working on the purl stitch. And it's also harder on the hand. The purl stitch is harder on the hand. On my hand, I have arthritis and a pinched nerve in my shoulder. So it's harder for me to want to like do all that stuff. Okay, so back to what I was saying. I think I kind of got sidetracked. Hi Michelle. So you the magic number for garter stitches is 5 to start your blanket. A garter stitch consists of a row of E-stitches and a row of purl stitches. Some people who are very particular will say a garter stitch consists of a true knit stitch and a purl stitch. I'm using a loom, and this is a form of knitting, and I'm getting ready to make a Ravenclaw blanket. Okay, so for me, I don't like using 5 garter stitches. I like using 7 to start my blanket with. And I feel like 5 buckles a little bit unless you're using heavier blanket yarn. So I do 7. Okay, now over in this area, I have 8 pegs section off. Hi Barbados. I have 8 pegs section off. So I don't purl stitch on the first or the last peg, because when I do that, I'm just gonna say when I do it, there's a jagged edge on the first and last peg when you purl stitch. So I don't do that. I can show you a blanket where that has happened, but I don't purl stitch on the first and last peg. So with that, I slip stitch on the first and last peg, and I purl stitch on the rest of the pegs. Thank you, Black Hole. I'm getting ready to start there, Georgie. Okay, so now this is why I said it's gonna get a little complex. I need to cut out my hair now because I gotta bend over this loom. All right, thank you, Southern Cousin. All right, so we're going to make a slip knot. And if y'all need a visual representation of it, I can show y'all that so I can kind of, it'll be better explained sometimes visually. Okay, we're going to create a slip knot. Grab our crochet hook. This makes the stitches tighter in the beginning. So you're going to tighten up your slip knot a little bit on your crochet hook. I personally don't feel like you have to have a crochet you have to have crochet experience to do this, but some people do. So if you have a problem with that, then just do an E-stitch cast on. That's why I did the E-stitch cast on first. Alright, so you're gonna take your yarn and you're gonna go in behind your peg, and you're going to wrap it around your hook and pull it through your slip stitch. That is your first cast on, your first chain cast on. So this makes your stitches at the beginning tighter. This is another reason why I say I go ahead and count my first cast on row, because this is pretty thick. When you do a chain cast on, you're making it pretty thick and you're making it tighter. It's not as loose as a E-stitch cast on. And a lot of people say, oh, that looks like it takes longer. Well, it's worth it to me. It's worth it to me because I don't like my, like I said, I'm very particular about stuff. And the longer you do it, the easier it'll become. I'm currently working slow right now because I'm trying to make sure that y'all can see it. So when I'm working a little slow, I make a little bit more mistakes. Uh-oh. Because I like to move a little fast. When I move a little fast, it's less likely, to happen. Yes, yes, cousin. This is the way I start all my blanket. I refuse. I refuse to do it the East Stitch way. I'm sorry. Like, I don't have no judgment against anybody. I would never judge anybody else's technique. But for me personally, this is the way I prefer to start all my projects. Even if it's a beanie, I will start the project this way. I am very OCD. Like, especially once I started like doing something, it's hard for me to go back. Once I started and I like it, it's hard for me to go back. But I will never, never ever will y'all hear me say, "Oh, you should have did it my way." No, I will never say that. Exactly. Yep. So for me, I found this technique and I got a loom knitting book called Knitting Basics. It was like it's like a little headband loom. It comes with stitch markers, crochet hook. Um, I think it was a tapestry needle and a loom knitting hook, and it had this technique in there. So that's I learned it on there because it kept having me do cast off. I had to read it and stuff. It was my first time learning to read stuff for loom knitting, and it helped out a lot. It had a ton of helpful tips, and I learned how to cast off my blanket that way. At first, I was doing different cast off that was not working at all, and so I learned how to do a more adjustable cast off. So it helped out a lot. Yes, yes, all kind of things. Hi, Iveta. Yes, yes, friend. I swear. I thought about doing it that way because I had before I found this, I had saw a couple of videos that said something about you can go back and pull it through, but it was confusing me. So that's the only reason why I didn't stick to doing it that way. Yep, it sure is. Sure is. I got a couple of knitting machines and they've been sitting unused for a year. So I have made a few things on there, but I like I said, I got OCD, and for me to sit up and babysit the knitting machine the way I do, mm-mm, nope. And it don't like all yarns, nope. Especially red heart, nope. And if y'all notice, I done worked this hook so much that it be loosening up. So my hook is a little bit longer than it normally is. It's normally short, like the iron part of it is shorter than this. So I mind and wiggled out some, but I like it that way because it helps me do my chain stitch easier. Oh, not burned it. I'm not surprised though because it's so rough. It's so rough. But yeah, I was like, until I can afford to use like the good yarn, I will stay away from my knitting machine for right now. I swear, what you said, too picky. Now, I have I do what's that? I cord. I have a little I cord knitting machine. Now I do play around with that, and I force a red heart through that. But hey, it's only 4 stitches instead of fighting with so many other a whole lot more stitches. Uh, this the corner always give me. See, that's another thing for me too. Having to take it apart and all that stuff. I'm scared to do that. I wanna do it so bad, but I'm scared. I was like, I wish I had as much confidence as other people to really go in there. And it's not like well, I feel like I would have ADHD and I'll get in there and be doing all type of stuff that I ain't supposed to be doing, and then I forget like, oh, I did a great job cleaning it, and then I did some extra stuff. Now how do I can't remember how I put this stuff back, so I probably need to record my whole process. Okay, 3 sweaters. I want to. I've been looking at videos on sweaters too. I keep saying I'm gonna make some pants on here, but I just need to go and do it because what I do is I start making stuff overly complicated when I start the project, and then I give up. So I started doing it with the true knit stitch, and I think I should just stitch it first, and then go from there. Dream of Cardigan, YouTube channel. Hi, Betty. Betty, if that's a concern for you, I don't think you need to be in here. Unless you in a different country. Oh, okay, cool. I'll look that up. Dream of a cardigan. I have yet to make a cardigan. Now come in here with that stuff now, cause I don't play. I'll click a block button real fast. You better come in here and sit down. Cause I swear that is not what this live is about. It don't matter what language I'm speaking. Other people understand what I'm saying. I've been doing live for so long, and the stuff like that used to break my, hurt my feelings. I'm like, girl, Last year I went through something, and that, it just woke me up, baby. We not finna do that. I be trying to meet people where they at, but they don't be wanting me to meet them where they at. But baby, I'm not finna meet you there. And then I be trying not to go lower. So that's why I'm just gonna go on say it now, baby. This is not the show for you. Go to your own channel and make your own show on it. Aw, I like your name. Okay, Faith. I've been needing a lot of that. See, like I said, y'all, it takes a little longer, but it's kind of like doing like a whole East-stitch cast on, cause this can be your first row. Then I'm gonna do an East-stitch row after I finish this row, and then I'm gonna do a full purl stitch row. Okay, City Famous Studio. Okay, cool. After this row, I'll be able to sit down because my back hurting. I feel like my husband, he at work, y'all. He ain't going nowhere. But I feel like he's standing in the room talking about, mm-mm-mm. You know better. All right. So, we made it to the peg before the last peg. I forgot to tuck this down off in here, so let me get that out the way. All right, the peg before the last peg. We're just gonna take it. I could have left the crochet hook in there, but we're gonna take it, move this to the back of the thing, and put this last loop on here. I feel like hold on, I feel like I'm doing something wrong. Girl, don't mess yourself up, girl. What you doing? Why is this doing this? What I did? Oh, okay. I'm tripping. Alright. Still, move it to the back and over. Out the way. And then pull this tight. Okay. Alright. So, that's your cast on, your chain cast on. Okay, cool. Okay, so another thing that'll help you is when I go from this end on this side of the loom, when I go from this end, everything will be E-stitch. When I make it to this green one and I go back the other way, everything will be purl stitch. And then when I make it to the desired number of rows that which is 7 garter stitches, I will only do purl stitches in this area coming from this direction. So I hope that that is clear. So now I'm gonna push all these down. That's just in case I don't make it to it, but cause this usually take me a while. When I say this takes me 3 hours, but when I get to the middle of the blanket, it don't take me that long. So hopefully, cause y'all on live, maybe it won't take me that long. All right, so I can move this out the way. We're going to slip stitch that first peg, and now I'm wrapping counterclock. I'm wrapping clockwise, and I need to move this red yarn. I don't even know where it came from. So this is pretty much intermediate. Right. This but the level I'm doing is pretty much intermediate. I do this every time. This is my only for right now. This is the only way I do blankets. Everybody would ask me how many other patterns you're doing. No, 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 no. For right now, we only do one for the most part. And when it comes to blankets. Try to get that yarn from twisting up in there. And I want y'all to see my hand holding this yarn. This is the way I always hold it. Right now, what I'm doing right now, this is my favorite part. Sometimes I be trying to hurry up and finish the second part so I get back to this part. That's sometimes that be my encouragement because I can't. That purl stitch is something else. My hand be so tired. All right. And this is going to be a little tight. So there's no point in even trying to scoop it. I feel like when I do like the pin wrap, I feel like I be really doing something. So that's my favorite part. Right. Just wait till you see me doing this purl stitch. And I think what I'm gonna try to do, hopefully I don't, maybe I'll just work a little fast. Um, I feel like I picked some of the other uh, yarn up with that. Well, it came back up anyway. Just leave it. Uh oh. And then the pearl stitch be sliding all up and down the pegs. That be annoying too when you try to when you're doing the garter stitch. It be sliding up close. I work faster in E-stitches because they don't slide. This chain stitch slides too. Yeah, the pearl stitch is the one I'm about to do next. Now, if y'all want me to hold this up so y'all can see the pearl stitch, that does not bother me. I'll hold it up and do about 3 of them. Since I'm doing since I'm doing a beginner thing, I'll hold it up. I think I got all, yeah, got all that one. This is me looking in the back of the peg. That's why I'm not sure if I'm getting it all. I'm making a Ravenclaw theme blanket. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna hold it up to the camera so y'all can see. And earlier I was saying I don't slip. I mean, I don't purl the first to last row. So actually, on this row, I'm going to skip these pegs. So I'm not even slip stitching on here. I'm going to slip stitch when I go to the next row. When I do my E-stitch row, I'm going to slip stitch it then. Yes, yes. All right, so hold it up a little bit because the loom is light right now. We're going to go down this stitch, down the previous stitch. Grab your working yarn. Grab that working yarn, turn, and pull it through. Take off your old stitch and replace it with your purl stitch. I'm going to set it down so I can tug it on it. And you don't have to tug it tight. That's another reason why it slides up and down. You don't have to tug it tight. You just want it to tug on it just enough so it doesn't come back over this. So let's do that again. I'm trying to hold it right so I can hold it up to the camera well. Let's go down this previous stitch. Turn the hook up and grab your working yarn. and pull it up and take off your old one and replace it. Hi, food tube. Okay, one more. I'm gonna go down, grab, pull, take off, pull. Okay, so now I'm gonna lay it down. Yes, very easy, very easy. I'm gonna lay it down so I can go get around here. But double knitting and E-stitch are the only stitches you can use for the pen. Thank you, some chick. I appreciate it. Thank you for helping me out. Okay, so y'all will see me only doing purl stitches going this way from the green peg. So if you get lost and be like, oh, am I supposed to be, you got distracted, you went in the house, got you some lunch or something, um, just know that when you come back, this is your row where you do your purl stitches on, because that's the reason why I only got that one green stitch marker right there. Although I should remember because it's on the outside. I always do mine from this direction on this side. But just in case my mind is elsewhere or I'm half asleep, I got sleepy and I just start doing random stuff for no particular reason that makes no sense. That way, yeah. I usually have like a blue one, but I don't know what I did with my blue one. That lets me know, yeah, this is, what row I'm on. And I usually count my rows by two because of that reason too. Because I'm doing certain stitches on certain rows, so I can keep up with them that way. If I'm coming from this way, it's an odd number of rows. Because right now, I got one row on here. But since I'm doing this purl stitch, this is going to be my second row. So that's my even number of rows. Yep. I've never done it, and I keep saying, girl, don't do that 10 stitch, cause people keep saying it's gonna work up fast, and then you can make a blanket as big as you want to make it. But I don't know why I sit here and I always go to doing this. I just muscle memory go to doing this. I'm just like, would you just go and do your 10 stitch real quick? But I guess part of me keeps saying you can do it on the smaller loom too. So it don't matter if you do it on this one. So I think that's the reason why I haven't done it on here yet. But yeah, I would advertise that 10 stitch, the heck out of that 10 stitch. I try to tell people every time, you don't need this loom to make a blanket. Look, like this one, the first million mistakes. Then it'd be like, oh, I don't know why I overcomplicated that. I'm sorry, country girl. You can always ask questions. I swear. Like um, I will re-explain if you don't understand. I'm not that person. So if you don't understand something, I promise. Like, let me know. I hate to sit and be in a room and I don't get it. I be like, wait a minute, take it explain. Like, I'll forget a word and I gotta explain and like I explain what the word does so somebody can say, oh, you mean blah blah. So I'm just like that does not bother me. Okay. Sometimes it don't make sense until you start doing it. I've been thinking about a lot of stuff this past week since Mother's Day was coming up. I was like, it just, some things just don't register until you're actually in the moment with it. Yes, definitely have fun. Excuse me. I say start with your a wrapping tool though. Wrapping tool, variegated yarn. That's your first mission. Wrapping tool, variegated yarn. Remember those two words. The wrapping tool is like the little pin that I was using to wrap those E-stitches with. But I never understood the garter stitch until people kept explaining it. But for me, I can't understand you explaining it. I gotta see it, I gotta touch it, and then it be like, oh, that makes a whole bunch of sense. So it didn't start registering until I actually did it. And I did it on the at the end of my first blanket. I tried out a lot of stuff in my first blanket. I messed it up so much. I was just like, well, I messed it up, so I might as well just play around in it and see what all I can do in this blanket. That used to be me. Different type of yarn used to be me. Yes. What you said. Now I can tell you about some yarn. Yeah, I got mixed feelings. Well, I have no, I haven't really had any hobby yarn. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't think I had any hobby yarn, and the reason why I can't say for certain is because people have donated me yarn, and I've also went to Ollie's and got yarn. I don't know. And without looking, I just go to picking up stuff too at Ollie's. So they always beautiful until you touch it. Sometimes I had this one yarn that was a mix, and it was mixed with cotton, and the cotton part kept just easily pulling apart. I was so mad. You tie a knot, you pull it too hard, it come right on loose. It frays right apart. have so many mixed feelings about loops and threads. But lately I've been using a lot of it, and that's because Michael got a sale. But I have a lot of loops and threads yarn. But I do feel, no, I take it back. I just started buying. What is it? I take that back, but I do have some loops and threads. I've been buying a lot of big twists. I had to go look at it. I've never tried hobby. I've been tempted to. I tend to see a lot of their stuff very appeasing colors. So I've never tried them though. Wow. Okay, okay. Maybe I need to visit hobby. But I've always looked at their yarn and been like, "Oh, I need that." You know, they always got some nice variants, and I'd be like, "Ooh, I need that color." And especially when holidays come around, they do mixtures. I be wanting it so bad, but I've never went and actually went through with it. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna put that on my list this year. But I've never used Big Twist until it went to Michael. I had never tried it at Joann's. Y'all do not don't oh my gosh me. Now I did use 4-way Big Twist, but I've never used plus yarn Big Twist. I've been doing a lot of Michael shopping. Okay, cool. Cool. I can't wait to see it. It sounds like it's some fun colors. Okay, cool. That's even better. A good old sale would definitely hook me. I think I was looking on their website at some sock yarn a while back. It's been like a year or so. Cause it seemed like they were the only place I could find sock yarn or nice sock yarn. Yeah, now that's a whole nother thing is frogging. Yeah, yeah, I get that. hmm I try to avoid frogging any blanket yarn though, cause I don't really like the way it looks once you frog it. But yeah, it does come apart like really bad. That's good. Yeah. And then I'll be trying to sit around here making socks. I'm actually scared of socks unless it's baby booties. Socks take forever. I got some sock yarn back there, but it's so thin that I be like, and I only bought one skein of it. I guess I think I was just gonna make some baby booty, or baby socks with it. Yes, 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 yes. It's gonna work up a lot faster. Cause she was making them tight stitches. Ugh, it's something else. It take me about I think an hour and a half. Well, I just say 3 hours because it's both a pair. It take me 3 hours just to make a pair of baby booties. I'm like, just imagine how long it's gonna take me to make some adult socks. That's why I ain't never made them yet. I attempted to, and I was like, nope. I even doubled up the yarn and was like, nope. Nah. That's too funny. Excuse me. One of these days, I'll probably make the baby booties. I won't make no, I don't know. It'll be a minute before I make some adult socks. All right, I finally made it. I'm going to the next to last peg. No purl stitching on the first to last peg. So we're going to push all these down. Then we're going to slip stitch that last peg. And then E-stitch the first one. Because it'll be at the end of the row. So I can do a full E-stitch. That's another thing about, see how the purl stitch slides down even easier than the E-stitch? It don't take that long to push it down, but it gonna slide up and down when you're trying to do your E-stitch. Let me redo that because I kind of did that fast. All right, next to last peg right here, this is a slip stitch. I can't wait to change out my pens because I need to find another pen because I don't like this one. I use this one for blanket yarn. I like my pen tip to be skinnier than that. And I hate to have to try to sand this down just to get what I want. It's past strain and to prevent strain. I have arthritis and I have a pinched nerve in my shoulder and overactive wrist. My wrist tend to shake a lot. And I also crochet on the side, so it's a lot of wear and tear. That's why I don't like this pen. It's too this wrapping tool is too wide at the tip. When I use a pen, it works a lot faster. A pen tip, I mean. No problem at all. I thought about getting the braces. I'm like I have like a sensory issue, so I can't even wear like I can't wear like finger gloves. They bother me. Like it drives me nuts. I can't wear it. I don't like any restriction, even with clothes. Exactly, and it do, and it just look like the big pen. Sure do. I did that. I did that about 3 or 4 years ago, and I've been telling everybody since it's not worth it. It is not worth it. Hi, Sarah. It's not worth it. Just just go home and get you a pen. Just find a pen around the house. It's not worth it. And then that little tension part on it be making me so mad. Well, it used to make me so mad. I be wanting to throw it somewhere. And then I lost the pick thing that went in there to thread it easier. But I can use my tapestry needle like I do in my regular pens to do the same thing. I'm like I don't really need it. It's more annoying than it is useful. So it's definitely not worth it to me. Mm-mm. I rarely find people that say, "Oh, I love my loom knitting pen that I bought offline." Nope, save your money. Oh. Ain't nothing wrong with that. And over there on TikTok, they hate when I say that. I be like, come on now. I ain't talking about the people. I'm talking about TikTok hate when I say that. And I be trying to save people money. Mm-mm, you don't need to order that. They be doing live. They be dropping my views down when I say it. What you said? They be tickling me. They be dropping my views down. I be like, oh, girl, you just gonna drop it down for a little bit. As long as I ain't telling nobody where to order stuff at from a different company. You just gonna drop them down a little bit, and then you gonna return them back in like 15 minutes. But I'm still not finna tell nobody to go buy a loom and pen. That's not what we gonna do. Yeah, Shelly. I'm making I'm looming and it's a form of knitting. I'm making a blanket. And if y'all notice when I do my pearl stitches, I always leave the stitches up because it's more don't do that. It's more comfortable for me to do a pearl stitch at the top. Nope, no sponsor. No sponsorship. They tried to get me to sponsor this. I'm like, I'm not crazy about this either. It it's not it's no, I'm not crazy about this. I got these for this for free too. I got like 6 of them. Nope. I like my pens. I always go back to my pens. People keep asking me where you get that one from. I'm like, I'm just gonna tell you, somebody gave me these a year ago, and I've only used them like 3 or 4 times. I tell them that every time. So I'm not gonna sit up and when it comes to lumen pens, I'm very serious about that. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your money. They might as well sell empty pens and say this is a lumen pen, a wrapping tool. Then you'll get me if it's very affordable. Yeah, you'll get me that way. But as far as you making one or trying to manufacture one, no, we don't need it. This is looming. It's a form of knitting. I'm making a blanket. If you need to see a blanket, y'all can always ask. Like I have one on another loom. I just decided to take a break from it and make this one. I have one on another loom. It just looks like nothing right now. But if you're a loomer, you know it's gonna be very satisfying when they start to get that length. It's like growing hair. Not literally as slow as growing hair, but it's like growing hair when you start getting them inches. You be ready to show it off. I promise I get it. If you need to, friend, if you need to just watch and do your work, I get it. I swear I get it. Cause a lot of times I don't do my work because I know I gotta record it. So that's what be taking me a long time to get stuff done. I be like, dang, I gotta sit down. I need to clean out my phone to open up some more space. Then I need to record this, and I can't continue on unless I sit down and got it on video. And I do content all the time. Yes, I'm gonna finish Slytherin. I'm gonna work on them like I'm gonna switch them out and work on them. I want to finish Slytherin by the end of this month because it has so much length on it. It kind of makes me speed up the work. So I would like to, but I know it's highly unlikely because I don't work on it when I'm not on live. But at the latest, it'll be done by next month. No, I'm not done with Slytherin. That's the one I keep saying they want to see progress on one that can, look at it. But I'm no, I'm halfway done with Slytherin. It's like 3.5 feet. I got an event. I've been doing events this month. I'm about to do my third event in a month, I think. No, in about. So I had one last week, but not this past weekend, but the weekend before that, I had an event, and I had an event prior to that weekend, and then I have one coming up at the end of this month. So I've been doing mostly crochet instead of working on the blanket. So that's crochet. I can work it up really fast and all that stuff. So I put this to the side. It's not a priority. Usually these go online. So if whenever I finish them, I typically don't hold on to a blanket no more than about a year or so. But I put it up. I'm gonna have to buy something to put these blankets in. It usually take me about 6 weeks. The fastest I've done it is 3. Thank you, Christina. Hi, Christina. Like I said, I'm saying it multiple times, throwing it in there. If y'all need to see, I have like 3 of these looms. If y'all need to see the progress of one because you're interested, I can always stop real quick and show y'all that progress. I'm just gonna show it real quick, then I get back to doing what I'm doing. Awesome. Okay. That's how I'm be now I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that I can do all 4 houses by the end of the year. Now if I get into like a hyperfixation mode, I should be able to do all 4 by the end of the year. If I get into crunch time at the last minute, I'll try and be like, okay, we can do this in about 3 weeks. So I would really like to get them all done before Christmas. This is gonna be the first year I've done 4 blankets in a year. You want to see that one? Yeah, cause I was like I can't do one house without doing all the rest, especially when somebody requested I don't know why I'm tripping. Especially when they requested for me to do Ravenclaw, I was like, well, if I'm gonna do Ravenclaw, then I have to do them all. So, yeah. So I don't have any completed ones because, like I said, once I finish them, they don't really hang out that long. But this is one that I am currently working on. This is my Slytherin blanket. I am going to I'm doing a pearl stitch. I am going to put a snake on here. I'm gonna put a loom knitted snake. At first I was gonna do a crochet one, but I was like, well, a snake shouldn't be that hard. So I'm gonna do a loom knit snake to sew on here. And I'm gonna do it in silver. So that'll be like the only silver piece that goes on that blanket. Thank y'all. But yeah, so that one is coming along. When they're long like that, it usually makes me speed up. Cause I'm like, I feel like I'm almost at the end of the road. So it shouldn't take me that long to go and run through that. The hardest part is starting and keeping encouraged until it started. Once it gets to like 8 to 10 inches, that helps me out mentally. This a loom, or which one? Which one? Which tool are you talking about? I'm using a loom knitting hook, and I'm on the loom. And the colorful thing is a loom knitting pen. But you can just use a office pen or a straw, so you don't have to necessarily have that to um, try to find one. You can just use one around the house. Oh, the yarn is Woolies. You can use it's different. You don't have to just use. And I'm using number 4 weight yarn. Yeah. You don't have to just use number 4. You can use number 6 blanket yarn as well. I do have a one blanket yarn blanket. If you want to see what a blanket yarn would look like coming off of here too, I have a number 6 weight blanket yarn, but it's just a baby blanket. Now I do have several. I take that back. I have several baby blankets, but when it comes to like the bigger blankets, I don't have those. Yeah, yeah, pretty much use any size. Most people use number 6 or good day Clover. Number 6 or number 4. Okay, hold on just a second. This is blanket yarn. Yeah, adjustable ones too. This is what came off on with the blanket yarn. So you can use number 6 on here too. And this is where I'm putting like the pearl stitches you see me doing now. That garter stitch, that's what I'm working on. That part. We fold it back up. I'll put it back up after a while. Okay. You have to go and come back. I'm making a Ravenclaw themed blanket. Awesome. What you working on? What kind of what theme you working on? Oh. Hi, Brittany. This usually takes me about 6 weeks. No more than about 6 weeks. Okay. I tried a bikini top once. Crochet bikini top once. I need to use different yarn. Cause it wasn't holding nothing. I used red heart, but I was just trying it out. No, I didn't use red heart. I used mainstays. But now I know I need to use cotton. Okay, cool. It sounds cute. Oh, okay. I don't look. No, I'm not particular about it. About what other people use. I feel like do whatever is comfortable for you. Yeah, yeah. Big blank can take a while. Yep, exactly. Some chick. And I also have wider gauge looms too. So wider gauge looms work up faster. I have looms that have wider pegs in it, so you can use thicker yarn, so it'll work up faster than this too. But some reason, I think it's because my OCD. I like to work on I like smaller stitches, so I tend to always go for this loom when I get ready to work on blankets. I'm using gray. This is like a gold color, arrow arrow wood, and this is some soft navy. I kind of mix it up because I was like, I'm not gonna buy all one brand because this is just me making a blanket, so I'm not really, you know, I can't really afford to be just buying whatever yarn just to, make a match. It the stitches drop to to this part, they collect here and they work up and it hangs down and make a blanket. Oh, I think that'd be cute, Keely. I've used some cotton yarn that's really tough. That peaches and cream is really tough to me. Oh, that sounds cute, Jennifer. Right, because if it wasn't so expensive, all of it would have been woolies. I would have used all woolies, but I was like, no, we gonna mix this up with some red heart. I know a lot of people complain about red heart, but I'm just like, it is what it is. Honestly, I'm sorry. Yeah, I got the one from Michaels, the S loom from Michaels, the green one. Let me pull it out real quick. This is the one I run to when I want to make thicker blankets and work them up faster. So I use this one. I'm not crazy about it, but I will use it if I want to work it up faster. The now with blanket yarn on this one, it'll have more space in between it because the pegs are further apart. Because you see, I could fit my thumb in between there. So the stitches will be a little farther apart on this loom, unless you use like the U stitch or something. But this one I run to when I want to make them thick and faster. You can double up your number 4 weight yarn then. Uh oh. Right, yeah, right after you wash it, it'll be better. That's why I was like, it is what it is. I'll just tell you to just. That's what I was getting ready to say. I'll just tell you to wash it. Wash it, and wash it carefully, and add your little softener or something on there. I was reading, some people were saying use vinegar, but they was like if you have a front loader washer, it'll mess up like the rubber part over time. But I don't have a front loader washer. I have a top one, so I should be able to throw a little vinegar in mine. Right, very, very carefully. And no, avoid too much heat because it'll shrink it. Best to really just tumble dry it on some cool air. No, I was saying it'll do it over time. It was something I read online. It's not something that I'm saying. I'm saying it's something that I read online with front loaders over time. If you use too much, it'll wear the rubber. I don't have a front loader, so I wasn't overly concerned about it. Yes, he can be very, very bad. And someone else was saying they just use like a fabric softener sheet. I don't know if they were saying they were throwing it in the washer, or they were saying like they were throwing it in the dryer. So I don't know. Oh yeah, yeah, clotheslines are nice too. I ain't used a clothesline in years. But I ain't saying like I'm just totally removed from them. Like it's been probably, I would say maybe 10 to 15 years maybe since I've used clothesline. Yeah, lay it flat and dry too. The only thing I like about pearl stitches. It slide down. It don't take a whole lot to push it down. Well, and that it make it, it don't make it, it help not make it curl up. But I like the fact that it slides down the peg like that. I really have to find another pen because this is driving me nuts. Hi, Eleonora. Um, you talking about for the garter stitch or for the whole blanket? If it's for the whole blanket, I don't count. I don't count stitches. I get it up to a certain length and then I measure it. I can eyeball up to like about 4 feet and then I'll start measuring it because I'm typically going over 4 feet. And then I just, yeah. I Counting slows me down. I really hate doing it. But I'm going to have to count this because I'm changing colors. Now I can tell you in that green blanket that I showed, um, I did like 25 in the lighter green, 15 in the darker green, and like 10 in black. And um, I can't remember how many rows it is right now. So that'll be the only way I can tell you how many rows in there once I start changing the colors, because I'll be able to easily multiply based on the stripes. Yeah, I think about the same too. I agree. Cause that's about usually how much I have around that length. Oh, I can't wait to change this pen out. It's driving me nuts. You right. Yep, it can work up a lot faster once you get used to it. This pen is slowing me down right now. It's getting on my nerves. And at the time, I should have found my other pen before I went live, but I wasn't thinking. I almost cut the one out of the Slytherin blanket. Well, I'm like, that's not gonna really help me because once I finish whatever I'm doing, I'm gonna wanna, you know, use it on the Slytherin blanket. So I need to find a second one. I had six. I know where one is, but they don't have a tip on it. But I know there is a little baggie I have with a tip in it, and I don't know what I did with it. Yep, exactly. Some chick after that first one, it'd be like speeding after that. I bet it is, Clover. That sounds like it's gonna be nice. Um, I started at the loom and then hanging down. No, I lay it flat and I measure it that way. I have measured when it was just a gift. I have measured it hanging down because I know that's gonna stretch it some. But most of the time, when if I know it's not gonna be a gift, I lay it across the table and measure it because I know it hanging down it will stretch the stitches some and give me like, more length than I think it would. I mean, than I think it is. So I lay it across the table. My table is about 5 feet. If not, it's 6, and about 2.5 across. Yep, it sure would. I try to suggest that, but a lot of people be like, I can't crochet, and I was like, I learned how to single crochet around the blanket before I actually really learned how to crochet. So I'm just saying, I threw some crochet stitches on the loom knit project before I learned how to crochet like standalone crochet, and it wasn't perfect, but I did it. I get that a lot. I don't know how to crochet. I don't think you really just really know how to need to know per se. You just need to move the hook a certain the hook a certain way until you figure out what you're doing. It's easier to crochet onto something than it is to start crochet to me. Exactly. Never hurts. Right. Most basic stitch ever. Now, when you starting crochet, you gotta have your hand a certain way. I feel like you crocheting onto a project, you just really holding on to the project. You can really one hand it. My stitches be so tight. That's what I always add extra because I love crocheting plushy, so I like for my stitches to be tight. So I always add extra to my projects. I be like, well, just add about 3 more inches or so. It'll be alright. Now, when it comes to exactly, yes, size up, and yep, size up. The hook, or hopefully the person did their project in different sizes too. You can do that, or use double the yarn. Hi, Barbara. So yeah, I've learned to work around. A lot of people complain, they complain about my tension. I'm just like, you ain't the one doing it. But over the now for me, it depends on the yarn. So red heart, because it's so scruffy, I will, like, regardless of whatever skein it is, I will crochet tight. But like this yarn here, since it's softer, I can figure out how to do it a little looser. I can work looser. It depends on how soft the yarn is. So I can do it that way. It just, I just be like, whatever. But yeah, I be telling them, you ain't the one that gotta put in the extra work. I do. So if it's tight, it's just tight. Cause I'm not, for me, I prefer to make plushies. So I'm not gonna, like, I don't want to adjust my tension too crazily, because the first thing I'm gonna run to make is plushies. Yes, it sure is. Sure is. For 5 and up. The first thing I'm gonna run to make is plushies. So I always want my stitches to be tight, so they don't hurt me. Exactly. Exactly, Clover. Now, I don't know if it's a thing, but I found this person on Facebook. She's been doing a blind crochet along. I thought that was really cool, especially like if you're struggling with like your crojo, and it'll be nice to be making something like you don't know what it's gonna be. You're just following whatever she puts out there along, so the mystery makes you more encouraged to do it. So I thought that was really cool. Look, I don't blame you, some chick. I started with the knitting needles, but my ADHD be running the show. I squirrel a lot. I get distracted a lot when it comes to knitting needles. So I can do pearl stitches and the garter stitch and E stitch, but that's about it. And it didn't take me that long to learn the knitting needles. It took me like about 30 minutes. Now crochet took me about 5 years. Hi Shatika. How you doing? It is. It's very fun. I was about to cry. And the weird thing is for me it was the chain. I could not figure out the chain. And I learned how to crochet with the magic circle. So that's why I started it. I'm like I just do stuff backwards. So that's how I learned to crochet. And then when I learned the magic circle and I worked a couple projects that way, I went and tried the chain. I was like, oh, makes sense. Yep, yep. Knitting clicked for me too. I was like, it took me 30 minutes to learn to knit, and I kept asking people too before I started doing either one. I'm like, which one is easier? And I understand now why they couldn't answer me. Because once you start crochet, it's very easy after the fact. But for me, knitting was easy to start, but now I'm like, it's difficult after the fact. It be wild, Shanice. That's wild. Like I don't know if it's because I started on the knit needles first. The reason why, because I was like, this don't make no sense. I'm used to having two needles in my hand. I'm like, I don't know why it didn't make sense. Because after the fact, I'm like, I don't understand. This is so easy. Why did it not make sense at first? Yeah. This loom knitting. But yeah, for the life of me, I was like, what in the world drove me nuts? That too. That too. I have a yarn obsession. I just ordered more yarn yesterday that I don't even need. I don't even know what I'm about to do with them yet. I'm just imagining what I'm gonna do with them, and then when I get them, I'm gonna be like, no, don't touch them. You need to. You only got a certain amount of that color, so you need to wait till you do something really special with them. So then they're gonna be sitting there for a year, and then I'm finally figure out what specialty that I can use with them. Like I have this yarn a floral, that's a floral color. Let me pull it out. And I've had it for a year. And I'm like, no, don't you touch that yarn. Look, I'm fussing at myself. No, don't you touch that yarn. We're gonna do something special with that yarn. This one right here. But it was a gift. So it was a gift from a friend for my birthday. That's why I was like, I know it's been a year since I had it. And I'm like, what do I do with it? And I was like, I can make a purse. I've seen people make purse with it. But then I'm like, I could do it. Now I just got through making cows. So I'm like, I can make a cow with it. And then like, do like maybe like some brown feet or something. I don't know. And I only got one skein of it. So I'm just like, is it enough for a purse? Right. Right. Like what do I do with one skein of yarn? What am I gonna do with it? I think I'm gonna make a cow with it. You got that yarn too? I think I'm gonna make a cow. and make it give it brown feet or something. I don't know. You said a table cover. I don't know if it's enough. I don't know if it's gonna be enough for a table cover. I get it, Rand. I get it. Oh, I'm sorry. A tablet. The dyslexia. Dyslexia saw table. My bad. Now that would be cute. That really would be cute. A tablet cover that would really would be cute. Hmm. And then you got six of them. Hmm. Look at me being jealous. You got six. He wanted you to make a blanket. That sounds like me when I first started looming. I only had one skein in the yard, and I was making a baby blanket. And when I got to a certain point, I'm like, oh, okay, makes a lot of sense. I need more than this. Yeah, you don't realize until you actually doing it. I was like, oh, okay, I need some more yarn. Right, exactly. So now I over order. I'm like, you never know. You never know if you don't want to run out of this color because this you ordering this yarn for one thing because you don't have the color. So now I need to not only order yarn for the project, I need to order extra for later on just in case I want to make another project with the same color. Because while you're working on a project, then you get another idea with the same color. I swear, every time. And I never learn my lesson when it comes to yarn chicken. Every time. Yep, exactly. I keep a lot of my leftovers for plushies when I run out of fiber. I'm tickled. Some chick, I am tickled. She needs to buy more than one. Exactly. My husband was like, you want me to go in here and pick you up? I shouldn't. I just should have went on ahead and let him get it because now I'm regretting not letting him just go on buy the yarn because he didn't get me none for Mother's Day because I told him when he was going there to get cotton, I said I want to come when you get the cotton yarn. And now I just wish I would just let him went on ahead and just bought the yarn because now I ain't been to back to the store yet and I want some yarn. I want some cotton yarn. But then I just found some cotton yarn today. I was looking for some yarn because I'm getting ready to start a Mr. Blippy. And I ran across a bag of cotton yarn. I was like, ooh, I got some bag of cotton yarn right here. So I got a little more cotton yarn to play with. So I don't need none for a little while. But I'm getting into making purses. So, yeah, exactly. That's all I wanted was some yarn. But he bought me some stuff I needed. He bought me two more tables since I started doing events again. He bought me two new tables, a little basket to carry my stuff in. So I've been carrying stuff for years. I've never had like a little wagon or anything to carry it in. So he bought me that, and he bought me two no, it was like three or four. I think it was four four things of fiber feel. They was like some pillows. I need to do that, Shanice. Right now, I'm just making them on the hook because I like granny stitch, the granny square stitch. So right now I'm just gonna make them that way. But I will when I get the chance to. I am gonna make purses on the loom. Somebody asked me that a while back, and I really need to do better. I really need to stop treating my loom like it's a foster child because it's how I'm starting to feel like I do. Exactly. It's me too. Me too, Southern cousin. Me too. You want to see it on? Okay. The only thing, so I be wanting to do different projects, and it be like nobody comes in unless I pull this one out. So that's the only reason why I always pull this loom out. Cause I'm like, I be trying to do different projects, then people be like, "Don't come in." They be like, "Not coming in unless it's this loom." So I always end up pulling this one out. But I have last year I mixed it up a little bit just to see what was gonna happen. And that's pretty much what happened. Then I had a lot more people complaining about. I bet that was cute, Clover. Right, I do need to switch it up because this sometimes I just be like I be tired of doing this blanket every time I go on live. I be like, don't nobody really want to come in unless it's the blanket. So last year around fall time, I did throw in a couple of because of it's the way you have to right. It's the way you it's the way you have to do the stitches. So double knit around fall time, I did some scarves during that time. So I did switch it up then. And like when I do crochet, like nothing, nobody. I tried to do several crochet lives, everything. I did some what was it? I tried to do a Star Wars. I did that for a little minute, and then yeah, I just tried to do several things. It just yeah. If it ain't the blanket, I don't hardly get anybody in here. And it might just be, the social media live thing. They won't really push it out unless I have something very interesting on the camera too. So it might just be like the live itself, the way they push out videos and stuff too. Right. Right. It isn't. It isn't as popular. Yeah. I've done everything that you've done, some chick. I don't do resin anymore, but I did resin for several years. I did resin from 2015 to about 2020. I think I messed around with it a little bit more in 2021, then I just let it go. I haven't done rug tufting, but I have done punch needle. I said I was gonna start doing more punch needle, especially since I saw someone making plushies with punch needle stuff, and I saw that like a couple weeks ago, and I'm like, I don't need no more crafts. I kept telling myself I don't need no more crafts, but I got the stuff in here for it. So I only did punch needle like once, and I enjoyed it. So I was like, let me go on, do that. And I used to make jewelry too. You do jewelry now too. I used to make jewelry too, and I made jewelry way longer when I was making resin. I did jewelry before, a little bit before that, and then I started using the resin to make jewelry. So I don't make jewelry. Well, I take it back because I like making knitted earrings, crochet or knitted earrings from time to time, but I've still kind of lost my flame for jewelry in a general sense. Me too. I want a sewing machine too. Now I know the technicality of making a pillow. Cause I'm like, that's just four sides. Like I remember that from high school, and we also made a apron. We made an apron, but I don't remember how to make an apron. But I'm just like just being able to make a pillow and just that confidence of making a pillow real quick. Maybe I can cross over and be like, okay, we made the pillow. Now let's see if we can make other stuff. You try to make some jelly roll rugs? What you said? What you said? I was so happy. The first time I made a pillow. But yes, I swear we've done some of the same things. I've done craft candles, but I haven't done like the technical part to making candles. Like I got molds, and I used to take some of my molds and only use it for candle wax. And I would put like the stem in there, melt down like a candle from Dollar Tree, and then pour it in there. Like making candles from scratch, I've never like just really done that. And I've only done soap making once, and that was like when I was teaching a class. They wanted me to teach a craft class on soap making. So that's the only time I got into soap making. And I done bath bombs once. The only reason why I can't do the candles is because I have like I get migraines from strong odors. So I've kind of like let go a lot of perfume stuff. Cause strong odors, it don't, whether it's good or bad, they give me migraines, so I can't. I have to stay away from them. But yeah, I wish I could. I promise, I wish I could. Cause that's what I was leaning toward. I was like, oh yeah, let's get into candle making. But yep, yeah, they sure do. I thought about getting into squishy stuff, like the ASMR squishy stuff. I thought about getting into that. They got kits on Amazon for that too. So now you can make your own squishy kit type stuff. It don't have to be slime. It could be like a kit for that. Do I guess I wouldn't have to add. I guess when you think about it, I wouldn't have to add any fragrance to it. So yeah. So right now, the only thing I'm doing to like when it goes to comes to fragrance and stuff, I just use like a lavender soap. That's about it. I try not to spray any perfume or anything on me. Okay, I might try it. You know, it's just people don't really be wanting stuff, unless they got something strong in it. So that's the only reason why. Cause I wouldn't make it for myself. I'll be the arm. I wouldn't make it for myself. I'm always looking to like figure a business adventure. Okay. I would like to get my kids in like a cooking class. I got boys, and I have taught them how to cook. But the other one, the youngest one, want to make cookies, and you know how it is when you're the parent and they don't want to like do stuff with you once they start being a teenager. So I'm trying to find like some classes for him to go to. Exactly, snatch them real fast. See, our school, what you said, well, holla. I be taking a break too, and then be doing other crafts. Now the oldest one will do it, but me and the youngest one, I I don't get mad at him because we have ADHD, and so you really have to be like in the mood. He is he's kind of moody, and so it always had to be the right timing for him. He had to be in the mood to food with you and cook. So the oldest one, like no problem. We can ask him to like go, cook us a burger and fries, or you know, stuff like that, or cook breakfast. So the youngest one, I have tried having him cook because he's a picky eater too. So he's more likely to eat the food if he cooked it. So, but if it's us cooking it, we can cook it the same way he cooking it. He's not gonna really eat it because he's like, I don't really like it that way. Which exactly, it really is. It really is. Yeah. It, yeah. He can be very difficult, and he's had like a kind of a difficult school year this year. It's been really different from the previous years, but yeah. So I try not to like overstimulate him with my mood about him not really wanting to do stuff because I understand, because not it's ADHD mixed with depression type thing, and so I can totally relate. So I try not to like over, you know, I try to tread lightly as best as I can. What you said, what you said. So this summer, on that note, I'm trying to do like a crafting thing. I did one like a year before last. I was sick last year, so I didn't do it. I tried to do like a crochet thing at the library, but I didn't realize how. And I taught a class on crocheting too. I didn't realize how difficult it was to actually teach crochet. Cause I'm just like, y'all remember that sound that was going on on social media last year, saying you put the packet on the glass, and they be like, what glass? The little glass dish in the microwave. That's how it was, the experience. Uh I'm like, please, like I was doing it really slow, and I'm like, your hand, like put your hand exactly the way my hand is. And I'm like, well, I understand because I didn't went through this same thing. And I'm just like, I just kept saying my hand is like this, and their hand was there. I'm like, no, you have to do your hand like exactly the way you see it. It has to be exactly the way you see it, and they just would not do it. So I was just like, well, just wing it then. At this point, I'm just gonna let you wing it. But in my other class, I found out the way I remember what I did when I first started learning to crochet. I was like, oh well, it was easier for me to crochet onto something. So when my other classmen, they wasn't getting it, I said, forget it. I'm going to crochet everybody a little piece. And y'all gonna crochet, because they were making little pillows. And it's like this one person, I just had to hold his hand, and Lord help me. And I was just like, I just kept trying to tell him, don't, just let it go. Just, don't stop, stop being like overly serious about it. He just would not stop being overly serious about it. And I was trying to get them all a pillow before the class ended, because the class was only a week. And so what I did was I went and crocheted them like one piece, and they were like little small pillows. I crocheted them one piece, and then I started the other piece for them, so they had little rows, and it was easier, a little bit easier for them to do it that way. But I couldn't get around to getting his done, because he kept asking me to help him with the one that he didn't really want me to like make another one. And so by the time the class ended, he was disappointed because he didn't really have nothing to go home with. I'm just like, I was trying to, but you just kept asking me to come help you, and I'm trying to make stuff so y'all can have something to take home. And so that's what I'm gonna do this year. I'm gonna like start it off. I'm gonna like do a row, couple of rows for them, and then I'm gonna give it to them and let them start off that way so it can build a little confidence. And then after that, I'm gonna have them start their own rows. But also, I'm not just gonna do crochet. I'm gonna do a jewelry kit. I'm gonna do a STEM kit for the boys so they can make like little um helicopters and jeeps and stuff. So I'm gonna do a whole little craft class, and then they'll get like a little baggie at the end, like of stuff they'll need, like pads, deodorant, toothbrush, toothpaste, and all that stuff, and a little yep. I got some bird houses from Dollar Tree that I've had in my little stash. So I'm gonna find my little bird houses back there somewhere. I got like a airplane, a bird house, and something else that I've had in my stash that I said I was gonna do like a YouTube video on, because I was gonna do it a certain way. But yeah, I got that stash back there, so I was like, I'm just gonna take it and let them, do blah blah blah, and they'll just get like a little necessity bag when they get done. I want to throw them a little journal in there, some coloring pencils, some what else? And like a ASMR type thing, like a little squishy or something, a little toy like that, one of those in there that they can play with. But I'm gonna get a variety so they can kind of choose from different ones. Yeah. So that's what I want to do over the summer. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go on my birthday. I'm gonna make a video on my birthday, since my Facebook should get more traction then. I'm gonna make a video on there and see if I can get like some Amazon gift cards. And so far, I think it's just gonna cost me like $2.50. And so far, I got like about $40 to do it. But we're from a small community, so I'm just trying to give the kids something um, more positive to do than what it has been lately. So I you know, that's what I want to do. I usually do like craft classes at a college, um, and it's not necessary. It's kind of volunteer, but I do get compensated for it. But I would rather do it closer to home and just do something like that this summer. So I'm really looking forward to it. And the yarn, like I had the year before last, I had crochet hooks and all that stuff there. So it still should be a little extra crochet hooks. The yarn is no problem, because I just be like, well, let me just go in my stash. I'll be going in my stash. Let me just make a couple of skeins from my stash, and every color, they should be fine. But I did put some yarn on the list too. So we'll see, because the community really helped out that year. they bought a lot of the crochet hooks, and the scissors, and like, all the stuff that you would need to start crochet with, except for the yarn. I brought the yarn because I'm like, I got a big stash of yarn, so don't worry about the yarn part. Just get the other stuff. That way they don't feel like they have to come in just to crochet. It's for the boys and the girls too. And they don't have to necessarily do anything to get like the little baggy thing. So I hope that turns out good, and hopefully sometime in June, because that'll be after my event. Sometime in June I get all that good little stuff going. Right. I have all of that. All of that is at the library. I left all that there last year. So I every once in a while on Facebook, I make an announcement. I'm like, well, just putting it out there. There's still scissors. There's tapestry needles. There's hooks. I gave them a number 5 and a number 8, because that's what most people use. So I got them a number 5 and a number 8. They can choose between either one or choose both. And I mostly gave them number 4-way yarn. I didn't give them any blanket, because I feel like, if they can double up the number 4-way yarn if they just really want to go that route with the plushy stuff. So yeah, I gave them a little starter kit, so I try to remind them every once in a while that all that stuff is still there. If you need yarn, just inbox me. I always bring extra yarn, but I'm trying to encourage them to like actively go up there. So if they don't use all the stuff, I'm just gonna leave. Right, exactly, red heart. I'm just gonna leave the stuff there at the library. So if they go up there and they want to do like a craft, something crafty, they can always be like, do you have any more of the craft stuff left? But I'm trying to encourage them to come up there. That's why I'm doing like the little bag giveaway. I'm not gonna put any snacks in there because I don't want them to be eating it in the library, sneaking and eating it. So I'm just gonna stay away from that part. I'm just doing necessity stuff that can help you emotionally. And I'm hoping, that's another thing. I'm hoping to get like maybe yeah, mainstays too. I'm hoping to get like maybe 3 volunteers, and then like I can donate some yarn to like the volunteers that come and help. Like I can get them like a yarn bundle of, some yarn that they like to or colors that they like to play around with. So I thought about that too. I'm trying to make that post today because my birthday is coming around very soon. Oh, that sounds so cute, potato. But yeah, so the community has been more interested in crochet, so I'm just gonna give them a lot of different options. Might end up making that no problem. They might end up making a purse on the loom quicker sooner than you think, because that's what I was thinking. I'm gonna let them choose whatever project they want to do, because I feel like I said, once you learn crochet, it's easy after the fact. So looming the same. So whatever project they want to make, I'm just gonna assist them in making the project, and then we'll go from there. Cause I do know how to make shorts and pants. I just I started some shorts and I ain't finished them. And pretty much you throw a crochet wise anyway. You throw a crochet video in front of me, I can figure it out, and then after the fact, I can convert it to like a loom knit pattern. Oh, thank you. I will. I will do that. I'll go on Marketplace and look up looms. I don't know why Marketplace confuses me. I don't really know how to. I feel like half the time I don't be knowing how to work it. But I'm gonna go on there. I'm gonna go on there and look up looms. And then I need to call. I don't think she's gonna be closed when I get off live. I need to call the librarian to see what all she still have up there. Cause then see if I need to replace some things. So when I get off live, I make that phone call. Yeah. Oh. Ain't nothing wrong with that though. You can make a lot of different coasters. There's a lot. I've seen a lot of different unique coasters. Okay, I need to look on that. Yeah, I need to do some. I'm gonna do some research today. Thanks so much for the likes, y'all. I don't even know what garter stitch I'm on. I found out in just a sec. Let me check on the time, cause I probably need to be getting off here soon. Time flies when you're working, when you're having fun. Ooh, and I know that was some nice yarn. I'm on ADHD time right now. Everything it feels like I've been on here an hour, and I've probably been on here almost three. Oh, thank you, Potato. I appreciate it. This is one. Let's see. One, two, three. Oh, oh no. It's gonna be four. But pretty soon I'm gonna say 30 minutes. I'm gonna get off in about 30 minutes, y'all. What's gonna happen? Cause I didn't make it to the section that I was planning on making it to. I'm just gonna post a video on that section, so that way y'all still have that. I'll call it part two up live. So after this row, I'm gonna do one more garter stitch. That means one more east stitch and one more row of purl stitch, and that'll put me off live because I don't need to be pushing it too close, and I need to go let the dogs out too. Hey, Adrian, thank you. I got dogs, y'all. Gotta go let them out the house before they end up being like, "Oh, you forgot we need to use the bathroom." So yeah, I gotta go get them. They've been in there since I started live. I normally let them. It be between like 2 to 3 hours. They linger in the house. Then I let them back outside for 2 hours if it's not hot enough. Oh, you got parrots? Oh, I wish, cause that I think parrots would be so fun, funny and fun. And then when I be taking them in, um, I like watching. For a while last year, I was watching bird dancing videos. Birds singing and dancing. I bet that is so entertaining. Oh, okay, cool. I have to Google it so I can see what you're talking about. Uh oh. Okay, gotcha. Look, I was probably already seen the videos. And I was like, oh, okay. Probably already seen a ton of videos. So I like watching animal videos. I've been watching I've been watching Rockstar a lot lately. I've been watching farming videos. Um and Rockstar been doing this emu ostriches unite lately. It's been real funny. I like watching him too. I like watching voiceovers and records. Yes, yes, very hilarious. I think we might be talking about the same person. If it's Rockstar, I think his name is Rockstar. Ah, okay. But lately he been doing Ostriches Unite with little Man Man. Man Man the emu. Emmanuel. I be too tickled. But now I gotta go find out if he did one today and yesterday. Because I went to work yesterday. So I missed it yesterday. After work, I went to bed. Right? Exactly. Me too. Because he be so spot on. No, I won't be changing colors doing live. This is the like my longest process. The garter stitch border, the starting border normally takes me a really long time, and so I won't be able to change colors doing this live. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get it to a certain point for y'all off live, and then when I come back on live, I'll change colors like at the beginning of live. But yeah, this part right here takes me 3 hours by itself, and then after that, like I can do like 3 or 4 inches in like that amount of time. Probably a lot more inches than that. Okay, Clover, thank you for coming in and hanging out with me. I appreciate it. But yeah, after this, I'm gonna do 2 more rows. Then I need to go and get off of here. I don't want to push it too far for my kids to. I probably let's see. It might be pushing about one something. About one something CST. Yeah, I gotta get them kids. Then I gotta go to work tomorrow too. I didn't even make sure my phone was on the charger or nothing. Let me see how much charge I got. Yeah. I'm gonna need to get. I ain't gonna be able to be on here that much long with the phone off the charger. But I don't want to put it on the charge because then it's gonna encourage me to stay on here longer. You should. Sometimes you gotta keep yourself from doing stuff. Right, because if I put it on that charge, I'm just gonna be like, well, my phone not gonna die. Right now, it's in the back of my head. My phone is gonna die soon. It's on 25%. So if I keep it that way, I won't do anything I ain't got no business doing. I swear that time can just roll on by. This is the longest I've been on live in a long time. I haven't sat here for 3 hours in a long time. For over a year or so. I've been doing 2 hours only. But I knew this probably was gonna take me a good hot minute, so I knew it had to be done regardless. But this kind of me making up for last night because I was supposed to go live last night, but I fell asleep. After work, I ate dinner, took my medicine, fell asleep, and I was like, I need to make up for last night. So this kind of me making up for last night. But you said some chick, it really is. Then I'm gonna be back crazy working when I get off live because I need to make some more face scrubbies. I need to put down the face scrubbies because I've made about almost 30 face scrubbies in the past 2 days. I need to stop hyperfixating on face scrubbies for right now. But it was my first time making them, so I'm really excited about them. Then I gotta make a Mr. Blippi. I'm still working on Mario. I bet people are so sick of me. I put Mario out every 2 weeks, seem like at this point. I only got his shoes and his legs and part of his hip done. They was like, you just be bouncing. Which I honestly do. But I gotta, shoot, trying to find a balance between randomly working. I didn't know I was gonna go to work tomorrow. I was trying to ignore them. I sub, by the way. But it's been like I don't know until like most of the time I don't know until like the day of. You should. I think my I think my husband gonna take that Slytherin blanket because he specifically asked me not to put silver in it, and he liked dark colors. I made the boys blanket a blanket for Christmas last year, so I got to figure out what I'm gonna do with what I'm going to do to top that. They might get some they might get a cardigan or some granny square pants. And they just got to be boy themed. I think they'll like wearing that around the house. Or some shorts. I don't know, whichever one. We'll see. It's harder for me to feel motivated to do granny square stuff. It's not that that I don't like it. It's just having to sew the stuff up after you make your granny squares. I swear, I be like, okay, I'm gonna make everybody blah 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 this, and then when it get that time, I be like, oh, it's November or it's October. How I'm gonna make about 7 people this stuff? Now I just like, well, we'll try it again next year. What you said, so evil. I barely be making it through putting a hat together, a granny square hat. Shoot. And then don't get in a to a point where you mess up and you want to take it apart. Now you lost the end. Now it's hard to take apart because you like I'm trying to put all these ends in here real good. I did that. I accidentally did the wrong color. I said forget it. Just forget it. I swear I hate doing the ends. Now with the loom, I have to do the end before I take it off. If I take it off, I'm not gonna do the ends. I had to realize that. If I take the blanket off the loom and I change colors, I'm not gonna do the ends. It's gonna take me a long time to do it. I got a blanket now, sitting over there in the corner with the ends out. And it's not even a whole lot of ends. It's just that I didn't do it before I took it off. Once I start realizing it. But that's different for granny squares because shoot, it's already off something once you finish. So I gotta figure that one out. Hi Shannon. I gotta figure that one out. How to motivate myself to do the granny squares. Put them all together once I finish. trying to decide how many rows I want to do with this color. How thick I want this color to be. I usually make my starting color thicker. I'm like, I don't know yet. Because I don't have a lot of gold. So I don't want to use it all too quickly. Blue, I have plenty of blue. Gray, I think I got plenty. Not really. It's going to be my thin line anyway. Not really overly concerned about gray. Um, I'm not really good at color pooling. I have used some yarn that had some color pooling stuff, and I let it happen naturally. It was a yarn that I had that had some type of patterns that came out on its own. It was really pretty, but I'm not good at color pooling. This is going to be a blanket, a Ravenclaw themed blanket. If my brain, like, looking at it makes it feel like it's too complex, I won't attempt it. I never really seen a color pooling video either. So that might be, oh yeah, yeah, you can definitely do it on the loom. I've never seen, I need to look at some color pooling videos just out of curiosity. Because for one thing, I struggle with changing colors mid-row, like doing graph type stuff. So I struggle with that a little bit. Like I think I know how to do it, but the way people, in crochet, how you travel the yarn in behind the, I forgot what they call it. You travel yarn in behind when you change colors. You can do that on the loom, and for me, it don't make sense because the stitches. I feel like crochet is more like a secured. The yarn is secured, like it can't be loosened up if it travels. With looming or knitting, I feel like it's more like just a single loop. So I'm like, how does um, traveling the yarn in the back work? I can show you one that's pretty far in detail. I don't have one done because that I don't really keep big ones that long. But yeah, I don't. Let me see. I can show you one that I have in progress. It takes me about 6 weeks to finish one, depending on if I'm working on other stuff because I crochet as well. So it takes me typically if I don't have nothing else going on, but the past couple of years I've had a lot more stuff going on, so it takes me a little bit longer to get them done. But I have a couple of baby blankets uh, to done. But as far as bigger blankets, thank you, Shanice. Okay, I'll try and check her out sometime. Some chick. Thank you, Courtney. Thank you, Paul. But yeah, I do need to. I just haven't because they look. It looks like something I don't feel like I can do. I think in the past I've like kind of started watching them and then quit, but I don't know. Oh, okay, so it's super easy once it clicks. Awesome, Paul. Yeah, definitely. Yes, 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 yes. I love my E wrap too. Besides figure eight, that's my favorite stitch. I think it's figure eight stitch first and then E stitch. And the only reason why it's figure eight stitch first is because once you do figure eight, that which is double knitting, nothing curls after the fact. So I don't have to do anything extra. It's almost like a one and done thing unless you change the colors. Which I normally don't change colors with figure eight. I just use variegated yarn or a solid color. Even solid color works with me. And then it's like no matter how tight you wrap figure eight, it will never be tight. It will never be too hard to knit off. It's always easier on the hand. So yeah, I love it. One of these days I'm gonna figure it out on here. It's a certain way that you have to do it, but you have to like put stitch markers all on a lot of your pegs to figure it out. So that's why I hadn't done it. But I just recently ordered about 200 stitch markers, so I should be able to do it now. I ain't been to the thrift store in a minute. I do need to go. We used to go all the time. I used to like to get teacups. I'm due for a teacup run, right? I usually buy tea sets out of there. Find me a nice little tea set. Who is calling me? Hold on, y'all. Well, I'm gonna have to go and get off. I'm getting a phone call. All right. All right, bye, y'all. Sorry. All right, bye, y'all. Sorry.